I love the curriculum. I grew up with IB. I did PYP, MYP, and during high school I did IB diploma. Finally, I got accepted into 4 universities in the UK and 1 university in Australia.
If you had to pick between the studying methods in the UK and the ones in Indonesia, which one would you choose?
I've actually been in the student council since I was in 5th grade.
5th grade?
Yeah.
Hi everyone, welcome to the very first episode of SVP Alumni Podcast. My name is Kezia. I'm an alumni class of 2018 and I am your alumni liaison officer. So what is this SVP Alumni Podcast? So basically we're inviting SVP alumni to share experiences, stories, and valuable lessons related to university and career. For this first session, we have Schalke, and she is an SVP alumni from the class of 2020. Right, Schalke?
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Of course. So, hi Kezia. Very nice to be here. Hi everyone. My name is Schalke. I was an alumni of 2020, class of 2020 at SVP. I graduated during COVID, and my first year of university was also during COVID. So it was such a difficult time at those years. And also, I graduated from the economics program from Universitas Gadjah Mada, as well as I undertook a 1-semester exchange at University of Glasgow, Scotland. And yeah, now I'm graduated from university. I'm now working at a government research think tank, as well as a part-time research job. So, it's a great journey that I had both in SVP afterwards, and now I'm here.
Wow, so you're one of SVP's most talented alumni, I think.
Oh my God. So are you.
So what are you up to these days?
So, lately I've been having a number of responsibilities. I think new responsibilities after graduating university. On a professional side, as I've said, I work for my research job for economic policies, but I'm also a leader at several organizations, and I think one of which is that I am the president of the IISMA Alumni Club. So IISMA is the Indonesian International Student Mobility Awards, and we have an alumni club, and at this year I am the president for it. So those are the things that take up majority of my time. But on the side, I'm also coming to seminars as a speaker and conducting mentoring sessions for freshmen and so on. So just to fill up my schedules.
So you're really hectic almost every day.
Almost
every day. So thank you so much for your time coming here. We really appreciate it.
Of course.
On behalf of the SVP family. So I've been a student here at SVP since I was, I think, EY2. So it's been quite a long time. What about
your
you, Schalke?
entire life?
Entire life, basically. I went from EY2 up until grade 12. So basically, I grew up here.
You did.
What about you, Schalke?
I wasn't here that long, but I was here since I was in 4th grade.
4th grade?
Yes, before that I was in China, so I grew up in China actually. And then afterwards I moved here to SVP until I graduated. So yeah.
So you're fluent in Chinese?
Supposedly.
So you're not anymore?
I don't trust myself right now, but I'm supposed to be fluent in Chinese.
Okay, so you've been a student at SVP since 4th grade?
Since 4th grade.
Up until grade 12?
Yes.
Oh, so you're familiar with the teachers here and the teaching environment?
Of course, I think I know everyone. Including, that literally means everyone.
Everyone.
Any functions, any staff. It's such an environment that helps me grow up and become this person that I am today.
Oh, okay. But what did you like the most from SVP?
Okay, I think there's a lot of things that I love, but of course, academically, I love the curriculum. I grew up with IB. I did PYP, MYP, and during high school, I did DP, IB diploma. But aside from that, I think it's the environment that truly shapes me. The teachers, the staff, the teams that help me throughout my programs here at SVP, those are the people that truly mean so much to me as a person. And I think as much as I've learned academically, I have been learning so much from the people around me that grew up with me and helped me grow up. So I think those are the things that I love a lot.
Oh, so you mentioned the IB curriculum and the teaching environment, the teachers and the friends.
Yes.
Is that? I think, what about the IB curriculum? What made it so special for you?
Okay, so basically, since elementary school, since we did PYP, we've already been introduced with so much project-based learnings. We're not only forced to memorize things, but to truly comprehend them and apply them and to ultimately create something, which is basically like the Bloom's taxonomy. It's already at the latest stage, right, where children are asked to create something, where we had our personal PYP exhibition at that time, and I think it was such an awesome experience. Same goes for MYP and DP. We weren't taught to just learn, but we were taught to why it's important to learn and how to learn these things. So I think those are the attributes that truly shape me as a learner and are the things that help me become who I am today. And I think, academically, it's very rigorous because during my DP program, I took economics as one of my higher level subjects. And in university, I also took economics. So 2 years of DP economics is equivalent to the first year of my economics university degree.
Okay.
So it was super easy. Yes, it was super easy to adapt and to transition to university. It doesn't feel like I need to struggle that much. So I think academically it's super rigorous. But as I've said, the soft skills are what makes IB very special. Like during our diploma program, we had to do our internal assessments, our CAS,
extended
essay, theory of knowledge. I think, no other curriculum can provide that holistic experience for a child. So I think that those are the things that truly shape me.
You mentioned that you learned the first year of university in economics major in the 2 years of DP, was it?
Yes.
So basically, I want to ask, did you choose the economics major because you loved what you studied back in higher level economics in DP, or did you know from the beginning that you wanted to choose economics?
I've been a fan of Bu Sri Mulyani since I was in 8th grade. I looked up to her a lot because at that time my humanities teacher introduced me to this figure, like a super amazing woman, like in economics. So I started to look into her, right, her background, and I realized, okay, she is in economics. She studies economics for a very long time. And so that's why I decided to, okay, I will do economics. And I was super lucky because in 10th grade, 11th, 12th grade, I had economics that were equivalent to what I would learn in university. So when I transitioned to university, I was practically already ahead because I already knew all these fundamentals of economics. So I think those are the things that I truly experienced.
Okay. Who was your economics teacher back when you were a student?
It was Bu Fenty.
Bu Fenty.
Shout out to Bu Fenty because of Bu Fenty, I truly developed my love for economics. Not only because of who I look up to, Bu Sri Mulyani, but Bu Fenty taught me how to love economics through the way that I learn and the things that were taught to me, actually. So I cannot say, there's no other subject that I love more than economics. I don't know why I'm fangirling over a subject.
Fangirling over economics.
But yeah, I love it so much because of Bu Fenty.
Oh, wow. Bu Fenty, if you're watching.
If you're watching.
You're amazing. A lot of students love Bu Fenty, especially from the social studies students.
Right? She's very cool.
Very cool. So back when you were a student here, you mentioned that the environment is really helpful for you to grow your passion. Do you have any experience with like some leadership opportunities? Or I think you mentioned that you were in the student council. Can you tell us something more?
I've actually been in the student council since I was in 5th grade.
5th grade? There's a student council for primary?
Yes, there's a primary school student council. And
I didn't remember that.
Were you not in the student council in primary? No.
No, I don't remember there being a student council for primary.
Okay. Yes, in my year there was a student council. So I think at the time I was like a secretary or something. I forgot, but in 5th grade. So that's where I grew my love for organizations and being part of an organization. And in 8th grade, I reapplied for the secondary student council, and I was also, just a member. Same goes for the following years. I think I was a member of the secondary student council for a couple of years until I ran for the vice president position with my president. It was Jason at the time. Jason Bryan. Yeah, we ran for president and vice president, and we got elected. So yeah, for the year, we were like basically in charge of the secondary student council.
So basically, what made you love leadership, anything related to leadership, is basically when you're in 5th grade.
Yeah,
the beginning of everything.
Beginning of everything.
Wow. So you graduated back in 2020?
2020.
That was back in the COVID era, right?
Yeah, it was during the COVID era. It was right beginning of
the beginning of COVID era. Wow. So how did you manage everything? Because I think you graduated online. Am I correct?
We graduated hybrid. Yeah, so at that time, like we were in school, but it was like per batch. So it's not like everyone was in school. So you have like certain sessions for your schedules to graduate in school, but we still had a ceremony. So it was.
Oh, so you went to school, but not everyone.
But not with everyone.
Not with everyone, as in the students and the teachers, or.
The teachers were there, but then not all the students were together in a room.
Oh, were you assigned?
Yes.
Based on the days, or
it was held in one day, but it just had like a schedule throughout the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there was a schedule.
How did you feel about that? That's really
honest, yeah, that was actually such an an experience that I never all of us never thought that would happen, right? Especially as a 12th grader, where it was the end of your era. Like high school era was the best time of your life, supposedly.
Agreed.
But then we graduated during COVID, so that meant so many things needed to be changed. For example, our graduation, our IB exams,
and I think you didn't partake in High School Musical. The prom.
Yes, and the High School Musical, right? Production as well.
School production.
So a lot of things changed. It was canceled. We even only had an online yearbook on an Instagram account. So it's a very sad moment. Especially we grew up with each other, right? Like practically almost everyone started at SVP during their very early years, and then when we needed to graduate, we couldn't see anyone. So it was such a sad moment because we couldn't also see every of our teachers. We couldn't properly say goodbye, and yeah, it took a lot of adaptation to actually finally know and accept that, okay, this is the new life that we should embark on. But I think in general, of course, it's very disappointing. But that's what we needed to face.
So you did your studies. You graduated during COVID. So it was hybrid, right? Yeah. And how did that affect your university applications?
So actually, I started my university application back in October of 2019.
Oh,
so I've already started, very long time. I've already prepared my studies in the UK. For many months, actually. I've applied and waited, and finally I got accepted into 4 universities in the UK and 1 university in Australia. which I could just pick anywhere and just go, right? And I've already picked, at that time it was London School of Economics. It was my dream school, actually, as an economics student, obviously. But then during COVID, UK was very bad in terms of their lockdown. So I didn't have a choice. Like, my parents told me to, perhaps you should just pursue your education here.
In Indonesia.
And I saw the chance of, okay, like, I can take an entrance exam in UGM. So I did, like, it was my last shot. I did my exam, I got accepted, and yeah, that just happened.
And here you are.
Here I am. So, it's a lot of change of plans, change of hearts. I also truly realized, like, you cannot really plan anything. Like, you can plan, but you never know how it's going to turn out. So, as a person, I just gotta really accept things and adapt. So just be somebody who is very flexible and being able to, just excel at anywhere, wherever life puts me. That's where I should be the best of myself. So I think that's what I learned during that moment until today.
Okay, so you finally chose UGM.
Yes.
Is UGM the only university that you applied to in Indonesia, or did you apply to other universities?
I applied for UGM only for UGM. Economics, and yeah, I think because as somebody who comes from a family with so many people coming from UGM, it's really like, it just inspires me, and also it's like easier because everyone's there. Like my mom's family is in Jogja in Central Java as well, so it's just easier to adapt. So I thought, okay, let's just try UGM. It's a good school as well. A lot of people I look up to went to UGM as well.
So it's in the bloodline, UGM.
Yeah.
So you began your university life during the COVID era, right?
Yes.
So did you met with quite some challenges during university application process, both overseas and Indonesia?
Okay, so for the overseas ones were already done before COVID. Happened. So I truly just experienced like local university application during COVID. At that time, it was all online. So in UGM, so I'm part of the international undergraduate program. So we have our own entrance exam. So the entrance exams were online, and I couldn't just do it at the comfort of my home, like entrance exam. But it was proctored, and I could see everyone in the Zoom room, like who's applying, and even the interview processes were online as well. So I think, that it's sometimes it's difficult to do your exams online because sometimes you get so comfortable at home.
Oh yeah, true.
With the distractions, with everything. So it's more difficult to be focused. But I think, the silver lining is that it's nicer to be at home because you feel safe, right? So I think that's a challenge, but also a silver lining. So I don't really regret that. Like, it's good to have it online, but I would love to experience what it's like offline.
But do you think it's easier though, doing the entrance test online?
I wouldn't know if it's easier or not because I never done offline one.
So,
But it was definitely, it was challenging, as I've said, in terms of how you get distracted a lot when you're at home, but at the same time, it gives you more comfort, right? Like, it makes you feel less anxious because after the test is done, you can just like lay down on your bed. So that's what I did, and I could just sleep over it, and the next few days then I get the results. Like, nothing overly
dramatic about it.
Yeah.
You're basically just in your room all day.
In my room all day, all months, all years. For 2 years, I was at home, like.
But you told me that you can see all the other contestants.
Yes, I could see
the other
candidates.
You were all on camera.
Yeah.
And every one of you went on the screen.
Yes.
Or
it was, I mean, everyone was like being proctored, like being examined on the screen. So I could see like a lot of people who later on became my friends because you know we ended up in the same program, right? So yeah, it's quite nice because we all share the same struggle, so it doesn't seem very intimidating. Well, I think that's also the thing. Like when you do things online, you feel less intimidated, so you can be yourself more.
Yeah.
But if you're offline and you see everyone, pretty intimidating. I get intimidated easily. Like I get intimidated right now. But yeah.
Okay, so but tell me, Schalke, what's the reason for you choosing economics as your major? Is it also related to your bloodline? Like, does your mom and dad do economics or?
Not really. My dad took mathematics. My mom took management, which is quite similar to economics. But nobody really took economics as in pure economics in my family. I've checked my family tree and none of them does it. But yeah, I mean, it goes back, as I've said previously, like it goes back to when I was in 8th grade where I was introduced to Bu Sri Mulyani and so on. But I think from a bigger perspective, it's more on like, I realized how impactful economics can be in terms of our society because when I learn economics, I learn about policies, like forming economic policies that are truly impactful to our daily lives, right? Like, for example, when we talk about taxes or social assistance or, for instance, like subsidies and so on and so forth. You know, those are things that we see on our daily lives and any change, any studies on them will have a direct impact to our society. So I think I was looking for a major that was truly life-changing for those around me and how I can ultimately contribute meaningfully. And that's why right now I'm also doing my job in economic research, which is something I've always been passionate about since I was in middle school. So yeah, I really, really love that.
Wow. So you're really amazing, Zainat, from what I've heard all this time.
You too.
So you told me that you achieved the IISMA award, right?
Yes.
So did you actively apply or search for this award, or what was it like?
Yeah, so maybe for those who don't know, IISMA is Indonesian International Student Mobility Awards, which is a one-semester exchange program funded by the Ministry of Education. And it was just something that everybody knows in my university. Like, it was just something that was always talked about. And, you know, as an international undergraduate program student, I needed to go abroad anyway, right? So I decided, okay, why don't I look for a program that actually funds it, that actually gives even more opportunities to go over to all other schools in the world, because, you know, IISMA provides partnerships with over 100 schools overseas.
100? Oh.
Yes, so I could choose so many schools, so many disciplinaries. And yeah, I think that's why I decided to go for IISMA. And I did apply. It was something that was probably like being told by our university. I think it was like a broad team. Like there was a broad university team within our faculty. So yeah, they recommended those programs, like IISMA program, to us, and I just applied.
Oh, so your board in the university recommended it to you, and you applied for it.
Yeah.
And you got accepted.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And you went to the University of Glasgow for a semester in the seventh semester. Did you choose the country, or was it assigned to you, the University of Glasgow?
I chose University of Glasgow, like voluntarily chose.
Voluntarily chose the university.
But another option was UCL. I
UCL?
chose University College London as well.
Oh, okay.
But I got accepted into University of Glasgow.
Oh, okay. Because I think there's a few of our alumni who also received the IISMA award from your batch.
Yes.
Tama.
There's a couple of us, Tama,
Yeah.
Mutia, Gadis went as well.
Oh, Gadis too.
Yes.
From your batch, right?
From my batch. So there's a couple, and yeah, really awesome to see them thriving.
And Tama and her sister Steffi from my batch, they both went to
UPenn.
Yeah, UPenn.
Yeah.
So cute.
Yes, very, very cool siblings.
So what's it like after you received this award? What did you feel?
You know, I never knew Glasgow before. I mean, it's a good school. It's definitely a good school. But I never knew like where Glasgow was, where's like Scotland. Like it never really got pictured in my head. You know, when I see the UK, I only thought about England. Like the city would be like London, Oxford, but I never knew what Glasgow was like. So it was mixed feelings, definitely, because I didn't know. I was applying for Glasgow, but I didn't know where it was or what it's going to offer me, because I picked Glasgow because the university looked very nice on Google on Google Image. Like if you guys look up Glasgow, it's such a beautiful city, amazing university. It looks like Hogwarts.
Oh, so it's this old school type of university.
Yes, it definitely looks like a mini-sized Oxford. So that's why I chose it, because I felt like, okay, that's such an amazing school. But I never knew that. So it was mixed feelings. But when I went there, I got a lot of new surprises, you know, not only academically, but the fact that Glasgow has so many amazing people. They're very nice. They're just like Indonesians, basically. They're very warm.
At Glasgow?
I think more like the citizens, like
the
people. They're awarded as like friendliest city in the world for so many years consecutively. So I really love the environment, and you know, it's an amazing city, amazing school as well.
Oh, okay, must be so nice. So,
Yes,
but
I really loved it.
what's it like living for one semester in the UK?
I think it was life-changing, definitely.
Life-changing.
Because I gained so much more independence when I lived in the UK. But I think, of course, compared to Indonesia, I think wherever I'm put in, I would be more independent. Because it's very expensive to order food.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like eat out. Like it's just so expensive. I would spend like equivalent to 300,000 rupiah
a day?
Every time I eat out, like one meal.
Oh, one meal.
Yes. So you can imagine, like, I cannot eat out all the time. Like, I would be broke, right? So I learned how to cook. You know, as somebody who never cooks, I learned how to cook right there. Like, I never practiced, whatever. I brought my, like, instant seasonings, like, from Indonesia. And I just mix a bunch of food, like, I do trials every day to ultimately find a good balance of like what I eat in a day, but I ultimately find food that don't require that much of cooking. Like for example, hot pot, right? Like you can just boil water and you put everything inside a pot, or aglio olio, because
basically
noodles
and some oil
and yeah, exactly. So, but I survived, so it's good. And yeah, I think besides the academics part, it also gives us a lot of independence, because in the UK we had 3 types of classes. So we have lectures, seminars, and tutorials. So lectures would be like the big class where lecturers would just teach. Seminars would be like the smaller class where you discuss with your peers over a subject or a case. And then a tutorial would mean like you are being taught of a specific, more technical aspect of the class. Okay. So it's a lot of classes. So it's really up to us whether we update ourselves or not. So I think that independence where no lecturer cares about us.
Oh, okay.
Where we need to find the independence over our academic success, and do a lot of readings. Those are the things that I think I didn't learn here in Indonesia.
Okay.
But, I grew a lot as a learner because I had to read a lot of things, had to do a lot of writings, and ultimately.
Oh, okay. What piqued my interest is the 3 type of learning that you mentioned.
Yes.
Do they have like exams in the UK? Written exams?
Not every class has a written exam. So if a class doesn't require you to memorize anything or apply anything in a certain problem set context, then they wouldn't have an exam. They usually would have just like a writing project at the end of a semester.
Okay.
Unless it's like a more quantitative subject, such as, for example, if you take computer science. My friends took computer science and they had to sit for a test. Or, for example, psychology, maybe they were tested with like theories and everything, then you have to sit for a test. But other than that, no. I didn't take any test during my time there. I totally just wrote like projects, essays.
Did you do presentations though?
Yes. I actually had introduced, it was a subject called What's the Point of Education? So it was like an education class. It's to prep teachers. And we were supposed to do a presentation on an educational topic. So I chose educational policies, comparison between Scotland and Indonesia. And during that presentation, I practically introduced to the Scottish lecturers about what the education system is like in Indonesia, what's our challenges. And surprisingly, a lot of them just knew about our challenges, right? Like, there's a lot of challenges in our education system in general, and a lot of them just knew after I presented that. And they got really excited and really interested into like, why are you facing these challenges and what are the solutions, possible solution, and so on. So I think it's awesome to have those like cross-cultural discussion. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's so unique. Yeah. So unique. Like you mentioned just now, there's 3 different types of studying methods, right? If you had to pick between the studying methods in the UK and the ones in Indonesia, which one would you choose?
To be honest, I think the one in the UK. Because it truly prepares you to truly understand the courses, the subject. And so it's nothing like, because in Indonesia we had a lecture, but then afterwards, then that's it, right?
That's it.
We may have a tutorial with a teaching assistant, but in the UK, our teaching assistants were PhD candidates. So they were actually people who already graduated from university, masters, and they're practically doing their PhD. So a lot of their tutorials were so much more insightful and substantive. And I think those are the things that I got benefited a lot. And I love that. And I love to see that in Indonesian universities, because I've already told my dean and my lecturers about that. So hopefully there's a change in the way we run things in our universities.
Oh, okay. Because now that you mention it, it forces the students, the 3 studying method, it forces the students to become more interactive, right?
Yes, and more critical as well.
More critical, much like the IB curriculum, I think.
Yeah, much like the IB curriculum.
Because most universities in Indonesia, they only apply simple lectures, right?
Yes.
And I think back when I was in university, all I did was presentations and some essays, and I didn't think it helped me with my critical thinking.
Yes, I think we should speak up more in class, but I believe there should be a more conducive environment that facilitates it. That's why we need a specific class for discussion and critical thinking.
True. But aside from this IISMA award that you received in UGM, do you have any other achievements? I think you have quite a lot, yeah. I think you have quite a lot. Can you tell us more about it, Schalke?
Okay, I think in terms of achievements, meaning awards, then yes, I did win quite a lot of business case competitions normally.
Okay.
I was also in charge of a lot of organizations and so on and so forth. You know, all these things, national and international achievements that I accomplished ultimately led me to acquire what it's called as the Mahasiswa Berprestasi Nasional Award. So I was awarded first place, and it's basically like contests for top students, and it's held by the Ministry of Education at the time, and I think supposedly this year and all the following years. But yeah, I won first place, and it was quite a thrilling experience, I would say.
So you received the Mahasiswa Berprestasi Nasional, yeah?
Yes.
So was it specifically for UGM students, or was it?
It was a national,
national
competition, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And UGM sent one representative every year, and I was sent by UGM last year.
Oh, okay. Such an amazing achievement. I don't think we've had any other alumni who got that achievement. Yeah. Now, IISMA, IISMA, there's quite a few. I don't think about the Mahasiswa Berprestasi Nasional. I think you're the first one, yeah. The first one.
But hopefully, many more to come.
Yeah, hopefully. That sums up our podcast for today. Schalke, class of 2020, graduation during the COVID era, started university during the COVID era and received the IISMA award, went to UGM majoring in economics, went to University of Glasgow, and many more achievements. Schalke, you're one of SVP's most talented alumni. We have your face.
God.
We have your face
everywhere
on the school campus. Do you want to say something to your teachers, fellow alumni watching this podcast?
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kezia, for carving out the time to speak with me. Thank you for inviting me to here. It's the first podcast, and everyone should keep listening and come to be the guest speaker. But I just wanted to say that I grew up in SVP basically, and everyone truly shapes who I am today as a person. The teachers, the staff, everyone that I meet, my friends, and just every moment here is super special. And so I wouldn't be here today without SVP, and I just wanted to remind everyone, whether or not you're an alumni or whoever you're watching, wherever you are, I just wanted to perhaps give an encouragement, right? Like, wherever we are, be our best, be the best version of ourselves, and be as impactful and meaningful to our society, as well as, wherever you go, just don't forget where you belong. And I think a lot of our alumni, at the end of the day, belongs here.
Sure.
And we should always remember where we came from. So, yes, very exciting talk today, and thank you so much, Kezia.
You're welcome, Schalke. So for everyone watching, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and tune in for our next episode. Bye.